Daydreamers! So I have decided to do a reading vlog, so we're going to see how that goes. So it is Monday the 18th of May and it's about 11 AM in the morning, and I just want to talk a little bit about the book that I started reading yesterday, which is Rick by Alex Gino. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm about 88 pages into it and just already hooked. I read that in one sitting and I'm just really enjoying it. This is sort of a standalone, but it's also a sequel to George by Alex Gino. While you don't have to have read George to read Rick, it's really cool because there are a few instances where George and the storyline of George is mentioned in this book, and I think that's really cool. I definitely recommend reading George first. I also really enjoyed Rick. I'm also really enjoying. It is about a boy who's not really sure about his sexual identity. He's just about to start middle school and he doesn't know if he likes boys or girls. He's never really had a crush and he's just a little bit confused. So as an asexual person myself, I really relate to the character, and I think that if I'd had a book like this when I was younger, I would have felt a lot better about myself and everything that I was dealing with. So I definitely recommend it for that reason, and yeah, hopefully I will get to finish it and let you know how the rest of it goes. In life in general, nothing else is going on with me at the moment. I'm just about to go get some work done, and then hopefully I'll be able to read some more of this and also get some more done on Animal Crossing later. Hey guys! So it is Tuesday the 19th of May, probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm here with another reading update. I finished this book last night and it was incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. It's a really cute middle grade book. It talks about acceptance, understanding who you are, knowing that your labels can change, especially as you're still young and you're learning who you are. And it's about just being yourself, finding the right kind of people to find who accept you for who you are. This is the book I needed when I was younger. And I really want to get this into the hands of as many young people as I can, because yeah, especially for those who are questioning, which is basically what this book is about. It's about a guy who just literally doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he likes. He doesn't know if that's a problem or if it is just that he's younger. He's just a bit concerned and worried and not sure what to do with his life. And it sort of deals with how that's okay and we don't have to have everything figured out, and I think that's absolutely fine. So literally get this book into the hands of preteens and teens, and if you're ace or questioning, or even if you're not, like, read this book. It is really enlightening and really interesting to read. So yeah, I recommend this book. So because I finished that one, I went to Twitter and I asked what book I should read next out of 4 that I wasn't really sure whether to go to next. And the winning book was Destination Anywhere by Sarah Barnard. I'm really interested and excited about this one. I really love Sarah's work, so I'm really interested to see what it's all going to be about and how it's going to go. I actually don't really know much about the book itself because I basically just heard that Sarah was writing another book and asked to read it, so I'm going to not even read the synopsis and just let it go, see if I like it. And basically Nikki is going to buddy read this one with me, so we're planning to read a quarter of a book each day for 4 days. So I'll hopefully have a quarter of this done by the end of today and I can update you on it tomorrow. The second book I'm going to try and tackle is this one, which is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now this is one of my absolute favourite books ever. I devoured it when I first read it. I've got 2 copies of it on my shelf. I absolutely love Laini Taylor. She is incredible. So you might be wondering why I might be reading this book again. Basically the reason I'm rereading this book is because we're doing a travelling book journey with it, in that this actually belongs to Lauren from Northern Plunder. I will leave her link down below. And basically the idea is that we're all going to annotate it and then send it back to Lauren when we're done. So it's really quite exciting. I have never annotated a book before, so I might start with just some sticky notes and then write into the book once I've finished. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm really excited because I'll be sending one off as well, and then I'll get that one back with everyone's thoughts and opinions at the end of its cycle as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, that is the second book that I'll probably start reading this week, and I will let you know how I'm getting on with it tomorrow if I've started it, and if not, the day after. You know how it goes. So that's it for reading updates at the moment. So not much else is really going on in my life at the moment. Obviously it's all a bit, you know, stagnant, but what is happening tonight is Beth and Alex and I are going to be doing a pub quiz on YouTube. We've been doing this every week since lockdown started. We chat to each other on WhatsApp and try and work out what all the questions are, and it's really fun, and it's lovely to catch up with Alex and Beth as well at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to doing that tonight. That's everything from me today. I will catch you back up tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Wednesday the 20th of May and it's about midday. I am here with another daily update for you. So yesterday I started reading Destination Anywhere by Sarah Barnard, and I'm already over halfway through because it is an incredible read. I read about 25% yesterday with Nikki because that was where we were going to stop, and then I've now read past the halfway point because Nikki couldn't put the book down and skipped ahead to 80%. I am not quite that far ahead, but I can see why she did so. It is very addictive and it's very, very good. The book is about a girl who has been bullied for her entire childhood, and when she finally gets some friends at college, she thinks everything is going okay, but she's not herself around her friends and she sort of mixes in with a bad crowd. And so now she has decided to try and have some independence by flying to Canada and travelling the country. And it's a really interesting read. It flips from now to the past, and you get to see sort of how things are going for her then and how things are going for her now. There's obviously something massive that has happened in the past that has led her to now, but we don't yet know what it is, and I think that's really exciting because it makes me want to carry on reading. Once again, Sarah Barnard's writing is incredible and has really got me addicted to the book, so I'm really interested to see how the rest of the book goes. So that's all my reading updates today. I haven't started Daughter of Smoke and Bone again yet, but I'm hoping to do that today or tomorrow. And today the exciting news is that I'm about to go see Beth for the first time since lockdown started. So making sure that we obviously socially distance while we're there, we're going to go for a walk around a nearby park. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm about to head off and do that now. So I will catch up with you guys later. So I've arrived at the lakes and I have seen Beth.
Hi, from a distance. I'm not going to go any closer.
For the first time in about 10 weeks. So it's really cool to see her face. And also, I'm going to show you this because look at that view. We're going to go for a lovely walk. It's also really lovely and warm. And yeah, so we're going to have a nice little walk. See you later, guys. Hey guys! So it's Tuesday the 26th of May and it's about 11 AM in the morning, and it's been a while since I last filmed. A lot of things have happened and I'm going to talk to you about all of that in a bit, but first of all let's do my reading updates. So the last video I told you that I was halfway through Destination Anywhere by Sarah Barnard. I have now finished this book and it was incredible. I really enjoyed it. It's made me want to go back to Canada. I did a gap year in Canada and I actually was in the places that are mentioned in this book, and I mean a few places I didn't go to, and it makes me want to go back and make sure that I go visit all of those places. And I only saw it in the winter, so I would love to be able to see it in like the spring or autumn. So it's definitely on my wish list now to try and get back to Canada at some point. So that's going to be really exciting. So I really recommend this book. It's a friendship book for sure. As I said before, it flips between the present and the past, which means that you get a nice sort of picture of where she was, how she is now, and where she ends. And I just think it's a really, really brilliant book, and I would absolutely recommend it. So the other book that I started recently was Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which, as you know, is a favourite of mine already, and it's actually a reread. I'm about 60 pages into the book so far, and already I am absolutely loving it again. I realised I've never actually reread this book before, so a lot of things feel really fresh and new, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. So it's really, really exciting, and I've been sort of making notes as I go along, and yeah, it's just really good. So if you're looking for a really good fantasy, I obviously recommend this book, and I will obviously keep you updated on how the reading goes for this. I'm also listening to Not So Pure and Simple, which hopefully is here now. I am not very far into it, but I'm finding it really interesting, and the audiobook narration of it is really addictive, and just definitely one that I think I'm going to be reading a lot of. So I'm definitely looking forward to finishing that book. So those are my reading updates at the moment. I'm also planning to hopefully start Harley in the Sky by Akemi Dawn Bowman. Probably start that tomorrow, if not today. So hopefully that'll be in my vlog tomorrow. So now let's talk a little bit about why it's taken me about 5 days since I last updated you guys. The reason for this is I got hit by a mental health breakdown. It's something that I'm very open about on my Twitter and on my blog, so I thought I have to be open with it to you guys as well. Basically, something happened on Friday in the flat and I broke down. It's really hard to talk about actually face to face. It's a lot easier to write down, but essentially I didn't want to deal with life anymore. I had suicidal thoughts, and before you worry too much, I have had suicidal thoughts in the past, but I am not suicidal. So for me, the kind of thoughts that I get are things where I wish I didn't exist, or that I had never been born in the first place, and basically that life is too hard and I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. I will never ever act on those thoughts, because at the same time I have OCD and anxiety of being killed / of dying. So if I am anxious of death, but at the same time I don't want to live, it's a very weird place in my brain. But basically, because of that, I couldn't get out of my head again until yesterday evening. So I've had a few days of just struggling to sort of do anything other than get changed and get into the living room. I've been playing Animal Crossing all weekends and have basically just been ignoring the world for a little bit, because I just couldn't deal with the world for a little bit, and I think that's fine. Every now and again, especially during lockdown, that is something that we all have to deal with. So this is sort of me just saying life has been shit for the weekend, but I'm back on top, back to reading, back to work, and everything is going back to plan. So the rest of the day I am planning to go to Costco to get some things that I need. Also, I forgot to mention that on Sunday, one of the things that helped me get sort of out of my head a little bit is that I drove and went and saw Alex, and together we washed my car. So we were obviously 6 feet apart the whole time. She was on one side of the car and I was on the other side of the car, and we just chatted and cleaned the car, and it was really nice and felt really normal. And then we had a little chat from six feet apart, so it was really needed. And the drive as well really helped to sort of settle my brain, because I really like driving, and driving in the sun with the windows open just sort of helped my mental health a bit, which is good. So yeah, that's how that happened. That's what's happening today. And yeah, I think that's everything for this update. So I will hopefully see you again tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Thursday the 28th of May and it's about 1 PM in the afternoon, and today is my last reading vlog of the fortnight, and I'm also going to be talking to you today about my Make Your Myth Taker TBR and just my general June TBR. So hopefully you'll get a good end to this video. So carry on with what I've been reading this week. I am still reading Harley in the Sky by Akemi Dawn Bowman. I'm now about halfway through the book and I absolutely love it. I thought I would, which is helpful. Ironically, it's another book, so within the space of 2 weeks I've now read 2 books where main protagonist runs away. In this situation, the main protagonist is run away with a circus. I've always really enjoyed circus books and the feel and magic that they all sort of have, and this one has definitely got that in it. It's definitely about how hard it can be to face your dreams, and I can already see that there's sort of a mental health thing coming in, and I'm really interested to see how far along that goes and how it's dealt with. So I'm definitely interested in finishing this book. I would already recommend it. The other book I have been reading is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I actually haven't read any more of this. I am, however, planning to finish this by Sunday. The same with Harley in the Sky, because that's the end of the month. So I'm hoping to get them both read before June starts, so they're not on my June TBR. Because I have too many books on my June TBR as it is. And as well as that, I'm also reading Not So Pure and Simple, and I'm now about chapter 10 on there. Really enjoying it. It's really fun and interesting, and I definitely want to see how it ends. It seems to be picking up on some really interesting topics so far, so I definitely would recommend reading it. It's definitely an interesting one to go for. So work-wise, life-wise, nothing else is really happening in my life at the moment. Yesterday I managed to go for a run for the first time in a while, and while I didn't quite manage to make 5k, the reason for that is because I was dehydrated and nearly collapsed of heat exhaustion. So when I felt the warning signs, which is basically I was getting goosebumps and chills while running in the heat, I stopped running immediately, started drinking more water and just walked home. Well, the minute I sat down and inside in front of the fan and had more water, I felt a lot better. So if that's something that ever happens to you, please stop running immediately, because what is happening is that your body can't deal with regulation of things, so you get fever like chills, and eventually if you get past that you can die from heat exhaustion. So just, you know, if you're out running, especially in this heat, make sure you're make sure you're hydrated and keep up on top of your electrolytes. So I've now bought some Lucozade Sport because I think I sweat a lot more in the heat than normal people because I run hot anyway. So I'm going to make sure that I keep up on my electrolytes, because obviously I'm sweating so much that it's just taking away all of the salt that my body actually needs. So just keep safe if you're running, especially in this heat at the moment. Aside from that, nothing else has really been happening, just more Animal Crossing, more reading and more work. Later on today I have exactly those things planned and tomorrow exactly the same again. So nothing exciting happening on my life at the moment, sorry about that. So now the moment that you've been waiting for, my Make Your Myth Taker TBR. So for this I'm not going to explain it because I know that I would struggle to explain exactly what happens, and also I don't want this video to be too long. So please check out the links down below, which will have a link to the main video on Ashley's YouTube channel, which is Follow It for Free Fiction, and she's hosting it with Charlotte as well. So check all of that information down below, and do let me know if you are also joining in, because I'd love to read along with you and do reading sprints and stuff. That'd be quite cool. So I have decided to go for a royal spy. So for this one there are 4 books that I have to read. So the first prompt is Heard Good Things, and for that one I plan to read Meat Market by Juno Dawson. This is one I've got only as an ebook, so you should be able to hopefully see it here in this corner here now. So yeah, I've heard really good things about it, and I have heard Juno speak about it and it sounds really good, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Prompt number 2 is books with a royal colour on the cover. So for that I have chosen Margot and Me by Juno Dawson, which you can see has a nice purple, which is one of the royal colours. So looking forward to reading this one and seeing what it's all about. So the third prompt is a secret book, and the prompt for this means don't tell anyone what you're reading until you've read it. So I'm not gonna show you what that book is, you'll just have to find out when I've finished the month. And the fourth prompt is a book that is underrated. I have chosen to read All of the Above by Juno Dawson. So this one is one that I've been meaning to read for a long time, almost since it came out, and I haven't really heard much about it either, so I think that it's going to be, you know, a really good read. Alex and I are also hosting a Juno June, which is why a lot of my prompts for this one are Juno books. So along with those 3 books, we are also going to be reading Under My Skin by Juno Dawson, and also Wonderland, which I also only have as an ebook version and is actually out, has just come out. So we're doing the readathon in June as sort of a celebration of Wonderland, and I'm going to end the readathon with Wonderland. So along with those, there are also some books that I'm hoping to read in June. Now, I don't read a lot of books anyway, so there's a chance that I'll be reading none of these. I'll probably just get the Juno books read and that's it, and the Secret Book, obviously. But if not, these are some books that I really want to read this month. So this one is Date Me, Bryson Keller. This is an arc that Beth lent me, so I'm really looking forward to reading this and seeing what it's all about. She said it's amazing, so I definitely want to read it. Also, Pride Month, so Pride book. And also is the Falling in Love montage by Kiara Smith. I have heard so many good things about this one. So you'll notice that most of these will be Pride books because it's Pride Month, so I want to read them this month. So also The Life of Riley by Simon James Green. I've only read one of his books before and I thought it was really great. So this one's nice, little short middle grade. So I think it would be a nice easy pick. And this is one that I've been dying to read for a while. So this is Boy Queen by George Lester. I've been waiting for this book for ages, so I'm really looking forward to see what it's all about. And this is one that I got in the mail and have been meaning to read for ages, and that is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. So again, Beth has read this one and she really, really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to seeing if I agree, and it's just one that's been on my TBR for a really long time. And then the last book is not actually a LGBT book. I don't think. I could be wrong because I haven't read it and I haven't seen anything about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, the last book on my TBR is one I have actually started, so I do just want to try and finish it if I can, and that is Viper by Bex Hogan. I have the second book in the trilogy, I think it's a trilogy, coming soon, so I want to be able to read this one and then read the sequel straight away. So yeah, that's everything on my TBR this month, and that wraps up my video quite nicely, hopefully. I will see you again next week, and you've got another video from Alex on Monday. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff, and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys!